As always, so what was your take on Josh Frydenberg's announcement yesterday?
Look, we're really pleased to see childcare and early education getting priority in the budget. That's very welcome, and the additional investment helps to lift Australia back up towards international standards on spending in early education, so that's a good thing. I am a bit concerned about the complexity. It's already quite a complex childcare subsidy system, and this it doesn't, it adds to that complexity.
How do you mean?
Well, because it applies to the second or more children that families have in early education, and it means that different children in the family are on different rates of subsidy. So it doesn't increase the rate of subsidy for the first child, only for the second and subsequent children.
Yeah.
And while I do understand, we're all used to getting discounts when we buy more from certain suppliers, I get that, but I do think it makes it difficult for families to estimate what their childcare costs will be and to understand how the system works. I'm pleased to see the annual caps removed. I think that's a good thing, but I think there's still more work to be done to simplify the system overall.
What would you like to see? I mean, I suppose you would like to see something similar to what Labor was pitching.
Look, absolutely. I mean, universal, free or very low cost early education would be ideal. But if we're talking about changes to the current system, I would scrap the activity test for a start, because I think children should have a right to access early education in their own right. And then you could have a certain limits apply above that. So say, for example, we could say to families, every child has 2 to 3 days of free early education delivered in a quality program in a regulated service. And then above that, parents might make a co-contribution. I think that would be good for children, and I think it would be easier for parents to understand. And the other thing we desperately need is investment in the workforce. We need to pay professional wages to early childhood educators and teachers, and address the pay parity issue between teachers in early childhood settings and teachers in schools.
When it comes to parents, just on your first point there, is there a limit to a combined wage where that should be tapered off?
Yes, I think we can have a taper, as we do, but I don't think we should have a cut-off. I think all parents that are participating in the workforce are paying taxes, and there should be a base level of subsidy that everybody can receive, which was the government's original design of the childcare subsidy. So all families would receive at least, I think they started at 30% and then went to 20% and then applied an upper income limit. But I feel quite strongly that everybody should get some level of assistance, because often in families there's quite a difference between the wages each partner is earning, and the cost then of early education is weighed up against the lower income earner, which is often the mum, the woman, and she then has to justify her wage against the cost of childcare or early education. I just think that's a disincentive. It's not helping her make good decisions. It's not helping families to make good decisions. There's a clear economic benefit from investing in early education and childcare, and we should make that subsidy available to everybody, in my opinion.
So I think the subsidy is actually shut off for couples who have a combined wage of $500,000 a year, I think, and that's when Labor's is going to cut off anyway. So do you think it should go beyond that? So anybody who has a child in childcare should get some subsidy?
I think so, and that's the system that we used to have, and it's the system that the government initially provided. I think the actual cut-off is lower than 500,000. I think that's the Labor proposal versus the current actual childcare subsidy. I think it cuts out more at like 340 combined income. But it's about understanding that one partner in that family might only be earning 50,000, and we don't want to have her pushed out of the workforce. It's usually her, because there's that overall cut-off. I think it's important that women are making choices about what's in their best interests and the best interests of their family, rather than what they can afford in relation to childcare.
And what about, like you referred to this too, a single mother? Who's not earning a great deal, perhaps. I mean, this is not going to do anything for her, is it?
Well, it will if she has more than one child in early education settings. Unfortunately, there's a long implementation time because the childcare subsidy system is so complex. It takes a long time to change things. So this measure isn't going to come in until July next year. So she's going to be waiting a while before she can benefit from it. But if she does have more than one child, particularly in long daycare, she'll be better off. It's just one of those things that we can't say everyone will be better off, and I wish we could, because I think it would be a simpler message for families to understand.
Okay. Yep. All right. Complex indeed, it is. But as Josh Frydenberg said yesterday too, Samantha, there's more that's going to be coming in this space. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the course of the next 10 days or so before the budget.